on demand.
Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
Save up to 30% store-wide. Now that's unbeatable value you will love. Find it only at Quartz. We've got the best range in appliances, electronics, furniture, and so much more. With the best quality and the best prices. Now that's a match you'll love. Get it today with no cash and pay over time. Only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply. Offer ends February 24, 2024.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene, the planned secondary school for the East St. George community of Brighton will have a focus on technical and vocational education and training, as well as the arts. Area Representative for East St. George and Minister of Finance Camilo Gonzalez disclosed this during his appearance on WEFM's Issue at Hand program on Sunday. Minister Gonzalez said he hopes with this offering that students with particular talents will see the planned institution as a viable option. We hear more from the Finance Minister.
For the secondary school in Brighton, it looks almost like a university campus. It's a really beautiful design that we have. We've secured money from the Saudi Fund for Development, and we're going to focus on two areas in addition to the usual academics. One is TVET education, so there's going to be some specific facilities on the campus, I have to call it a campus, for TVET, and the other is education in the arts. So it's going to have facilities for music and cultural performances. So we hope that kids who have particular talents will see that school as a viable option.
That was the Minister of Finance and East St. George Representative Camilo Gonzalez. Funding for the school in Brighton, which is set to commence construction this year, was secured through the Saudi Development Fund. The Major Crime Unit of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force is investigating a shooting incident that has resulted in the death of 55-year-old laborer of Gibson Corner, Jensen Aubrey Hamilton, which occurred at about 7:20 p.m. on Saturday, February 3, 2024 in Gibson Corner. Preliminary information revealed that Hamilton was on his way home from Kingstown when he was accosted by an assailant or assailants and shot multiple times about his body. The police were alerted and promptly proceeded to the scene. Upon arrival at the scene, the police met Hamilton's motionless body lying on the public road, a short distance away from his home. The scene was processed by the crime scene unit. Hamilton was later pronounced deceased at the scene by a medical practitioner. A post-mortem examination is expected to be carried out on the body to ascertain the exact cause of death. Still on the local scene, Deputy Commissioner of Police Frankie Joseph has highlighted the string of firearm-related offenses committed in St. Vincent and the Grenadines recently, and emphasizing the importance of the nation's upcoming national gun amnesty. The Deputy Commissioner of Police was at the time speaking on WEFM's Cop Chat program, where he said that the police force thought it was time enough for them to carry out another national gun amnesty, even though their last attempt in 2003 was not as successful as they hoped. We hear more from the Deputy Commissioner of Police.
The last time we had an amnesty in St. Vincent and the Grenadines was the year 2003. It was not as successful as we were hoping, but with the strings of firearms offenses that we have been encountering in St. Vincent and the Grenadines for the past years, we thought it was time enough for us to carry out another amnesty. Last year, we had roughly 42 of the murders that were committed by the use of firearms. And that is a significant number. And coupled with that, we had a number of cases where persons were shot, injured, they survived. We also had a number of cases where persons were shot after and were not injured.
That was the Deputy Commissioner of Police Frankie Joseph speaking on WEFM's Cop Chat program. This year's National Gun Amnesty, first announced by Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves during his independence address, will come into effect on Friday, March 1st, 2024 for 91 days and will conclude on Friday, May 31st, 2024. 5 firearms have already been handed in before the amnesty period. On to news in the region. 26 child ambassadors have been commissioned in Trinidad and Tobago. This is the sixth cohort under the Twin Island Republic's Child Rights Ambassador Program. The Child Rights Ambassadors Program seeks to provide a platform upon which children become ambassadors for their rights and to speak out on issues that affect them. It is approved by TNT's Ministry of Education and the Division of Education, Research and Technology of the Tobago House of Assembly and financially supported by the United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF, Eastern Caribbean. There have been 382 child rights ambassadors commissioned in Trinidad and Tobago so far. A 35-year-old Jamaican security guard is being accused of raping a teen that he met online. According to Loop News, the security guard named Brian Walsh from Jamaica's Saltram district in Gale, St. Mary was charged with rape, grievous sexual assault, sexual grooming of a child, and possession of child pornography. Reports from the Port Maria police are that Walsh and the teen met on Facebook in April 2021 and started a relationship. The teen sent Walsh photos which he reportedly threatened to release if his sexual demands were not met. In an effort to meet his demands, the teen went to Walsh's home where he is reported to have sexually assaulted her. A report was made to the police and Walsh was arrested and charged after he was pointed out during an identification parade. A court date for him is being finalized, the police said. On the international scene, at least 112 people have been killed by forest fires in Chile, local authorities have said. President Gabriel Boric declared a state of emergency and said he would make all necessary resources available to tackle the situation. It is believed to be Chile's deadliest forest fire on record. Many of those affected were visiting the coastal region during the summer holidays. A health alert was put in place in the fire-devastated region by the Health Ministry. The ministry called for the suspension of elective surgeries and authorized temporary field hospitals to be set up. Medicine students nearing the end of their studies will be hired to help ease pressures on the health service. According to the BBC, rescue services have struggled to reach the most badly affected areas, and Interior Minister Carolina Toja said the death toll would reach much higher figures in the coming hours. The Chilean government has urged people not to travel to the areas hit by the fires. Finally, in sports, Atletico Madrid scored an injury time equalizer to rescue a point from their derby with La Liga leaders Real Madrid. Brahim Diaz pounced on a heavy touch from Cook and clipped the ball past Jan Oblak from close range to give Real the opening goal. Stefan Savic had a leveler ruled out for offside after heading in Antoine Griezmann's corner. But Marcos Llorent did salvage a point when he headed in from Memphis Depay's flick on with seconds left. Brahim had been a last-minute addition to the team after Vinicius Jr. was injured in the warm-up and thought he had scored the winner before the late equalizer. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 o'clock for WEFM's 3 p.m. news. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Quartz St. Vincent Limited.
Pick your daily reward from the Quartz Ready Cash Money Tree. Every customer is a winner with every loan of $3,000 or more from Quartz Ready Cash. Plus, you get to enter to win a weekend for two at Sandals. No deposit, no collateral needed. All you need is your ID, proof of address, pay slips, job letter, and 2 references. Visit your nearest Quartz or Ready Cash location today or apply online at www.quartz.com. Get more for 2024.